Alright, so if you're joining me after seeing the intro to this course, you basically know that I'm going to be teaching you a few things about making the decision to go pro, finding the resources, agents, teams, players, building that network, getting your documents together, getting prepared. So before, during, and after you decide to go, you actually start to go, and you finish your pro season, I want to help you A to B. Why? When I started, there was nothing out there and it was so hard, and I figured, you know what, this is nuts. Let me try and see if I can help other people do this, because it is an incredible experience, and I tell you what, I think you're gonna love it. But before we get into it, I have to give you a warning. If you are a player that's looking for leisure volleyball, I say go at it alone. Don't even find an agent. Go at it alone. You don't even need to find an agent, honestly. You can find an agent, but if you find an agent and you want to play leisure volleyball, which means that volleyball does not come first, you need to find someone and tell them this is what I want to do. And or you just need to get to the league sites. You need to find the teams and contact the teams directly with your CV, which is curriculum vitae or resume as we would call it, and show them, hey, this is what I can do and here's how I want to come and help you. And then they'll make you an offer if they like you. Now, if you're a player that's looking to go pro, we need to talk about the differences between hobby volley and pro volley. Looking to go pro and you want to get to the top level of volleyball, it means that you're going to have to be prepared. You're going to have to find the best agent. You're going to have to find the best leagues with the best teams, with the best coaches, with the best teammates. That is not easy. You're also going to have to find the most secure teams that will pay you the money that they say they're going to pay, and so much more. So there's a few pros and cons, and I just want to go through a few of them while you guys are listening. And you can check these out, but just realize that this isn't really important. You're changing from amateur volleyball to professional volleyball. Most everybody else in the world has played quote unquote pro volleyball because they were on a pro team that farms players up to their top team. We are used to a different method, and so they're already adapted to that mindset, and you're gonna have to shift from, hey, this is fun and I really like this, or I love this, to I would get fired if I don't do everything, if I don't do everything that I'm supposed to. So keep that in mind when I go through these pros and cons. Here are the pros. You get to follow your dream and play volleyball. You get on your national team's radar if you play really well. You get to make money. Make money. This is awesome. So you might give up your career, but here you are. You can make some money playing pro volleyball. You don't have expenses because they're going to pay for things, and I'm going to get into that in future episodes, but they're going to pay for house, car, food sometimes, bonuses, and you won't have much to spend on, or you won't have to spend much money on other things just leisurely. What else? You're 24/7 learning. Your comfort zone has just shrunk, and now you're in the middle of a cultural experience that you have never even imagined. And maybe if you did imagine, that's great, because now you can be a little bit more prepared. But this is a great chance for you to start from ground zero. You can rebuild yourself. You can, or just build on to what you're already doing if you feel like you're at a great place. It's up to you. You have a clean slate. Build your network. You get to meet people in your field. So in sports, you get to meet people out of sports. If you were a student in a certain subject, I say try and find those people who are doing those things. It's a cultural and visual experience beyond belief. You're going to get to see some things that you have never seen nor can never see in America, and it's ridiculously awesome. Trust me, I think you're going to love it. And then, of course, you get to embrace a global mindset, and this is really important. So now I want to go through some of the cons, because you're thinking, all right, those are some pretty cool things, but what might not be so great? Well, here they are. So on the con side, you have a tiny network when you get over there. You almost know no one, right? Or you know no one because you're leaving your life behind and you have to rebuild things. This means that you're going to have to get used to a different type of health support, the physical trainers, the personal trainers, the personal therapists, the coaches. It's now a business, which means this is run by business people, the team. So you're answering to a whole different set of people. Your life before was just answered to the coach or maybe the AD if something happened. Now, no. It is a business, and they're going to be very unhappy when things aren't going well. Your job security is not really there, honestly. because you could get fired over many little things. You'll find out about those in later ones. Job availability, you're going from thousands of universities that you got to choose from, or maybe you didn't get to choose from, but at least you could. Now you're going to just hundreds of teams worldwide. And although they farm teams up to their best team, which means they'll have multiple teams under one name, there are only hundreds of teams on a really high level that can pay professional players around the world. So the job market is very fierce. You got a lot of competition. The language, you're not going to know the people, you're not going to know their habits, things like this. You have to trust foreign people now, people you don't know, literally foreign. Healthcare is totally different, maybe worse, maybe better. You never know. Bad regulations and laws, because for instance, you don't have the NCAA behind you looking over things to make sure things don't go wrong. You have basically the FIVB, you have your countries, whichever country you're playing in, but you have that continent's federation, and then you have your country's league or federation. And there are not a lot of pluses to dealing with all of those different infrastructures because they don't work fluidly together yet. So it can be very hard if you have issues with the team, if you're treated unfairly, to try and prosecute. Let's talk about the last thing. How can you get prepared? All right. Well, I'm going to give you a few tips here, and I'm going to give you some tools also that you can download and use so you can get started. All right. So number one, you're going to want to follow this series. All right. So if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're on Facebook, make sure you get to the Beyond Athletic page on Facebook or on YouTube. Subscribe, make sure you get all of these videos that are coming up because there's going to be a ton of knowledge, and or sign up for the email list so you just get it right in your inbox. And then secondly, listen to the Beyond Athletic podcast. I've had Olympians, pros, coaches, champions in all sorts of manners, and also experts, some of the best health, wealth, nutrition, mind, so many people that I bring on, and there's going to be many more. There's been over almost 28,000 listens in over 80 countries already. So check that out. Now, number two, you're going to write out your mission. You're going to write out your plan of attack, okay? Your plan on getting started. Now, your plan of action, I want you to write it down on paper. Your mission is, why do I want to play volleyball, and what do I want to accomplish? And when do I want to accomplish it by? Your plan of action is something that you're going to be able to download, and you're going to be able to see, hey, this is what first step is, second step is, third step. And I'll give you a little hint. These videos are coinciding with those plan of action steps. Number three, take the Pro Volley course. One of our partners has a great Pro Volley course, elitevolley.com/pro. Check that out. If you want, you can even type in your net info so you can get to speak to an agent about the results that you got from that course, and then maybe, hey, how can I go on? I'll tell you right now, you're going to talk to either me or one of my staff members, but we're definitely going to be giving you tips and tools and resources so that you can research all agencies and try to get your name out to as many teams as possible with somebody that you work with. You're going to want to make a pro CV. How do you make a CV? What is a CV? Curriculum vitae. It's no longer going to be called a resume. Everybody's going to ask for your CV. Get used to it. I have a pro one that you can use that I'm going to put also in the resources. Join a mentorship group. So at Beyond Athletic, we help a lot of athletes by doing live broadcasted mentorship groups where we talk about different issues. If there's something that you want to know about, tweet at us, email me, ryan@beyondathletic.com, whatever, get the message to me so you can listen to those. But there's already videos we've done on many things about the pro experience on Beyond Athletics YouTube page. And then connect. That's the last thing. You got to do things outside of what you normally done, like this. Find some people, pros that have played in the NCAA, reach out to them. Hey, what can you tell me about the team that you're with the league you're with, maybe openings, things like that, agents. What have you heard? So I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you're subscribed and make sure you watch episode number 2 where we start to talk about getting organized and how to sell your skills. Up after that, we're going to talk about agents. I'm going to go into questions you should be asking them, second tier of questions you should be asking them after they respond, what you should expect from agents, what they can offer, and if you don't want an agent, how to go about things alone. but also the pitfalls to working with multiple agents if you choose or don't choose an agent. Stay tuned.